Alright, g'day, hi, and welcome. There's Freddy, the big red road beast, and this little money-making trailer. You look like money. You look like money. You look like money. Oh, you look like money too. Check out these diesel pistons. Just wanted to show you guys this. Suckers are huge. Huge. Billet aluminum, my friends. It's probably about 10 pounds each. Big thing of lead there, box of lead. Lead weights for the tires. Check it out. Check it out. But you all look like money. Buy money. Okay, we're gonna go see Money Pit. Oh, I don't know if it's a money pit yet. I gotta get to that bike. I need to have a cloning machine to make a whole bunch of me's so I can get all my work done. Like cut the grass, work on my truck, fix the trailer, fix the boat, fix my bike, fix my face, whatever. Well, my face is perfect, sorry, but my camera lens is not. There was dirt on the camera lens, so if I looked ugly for a moment, it was because there was dirt on the camera lens. My garden, we were close to frost last night. I'm really chancing this one this year. I think we're gonna have an early winter. I don't even want to say that out loud, but yeah, I think we're gonna have an early winter. It almost looks like frost is already hitting. I don't know, but we got lots of corn in there. Don't know how they're gonna do in comparison to last year. Probably about the same. It's been a very strange year. We'll go have a look at my. It looks like stuff in my garden's starting to die. Corn's doing good. Yeah, see my leaves are all getting blighted and dying. I don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on. Yeah. And all my weeds are doing fine. Weeds are doing fine. My carrots are okay. I didn't hill them. I don't imagine they'll be too big. But my tomatoes are doing okay. None of them are yellow or red yet. But I got a whole bunch of tomatoes in there. Is that a watermelon or a pumpkin? I'm sure that's a pumpkin. It could be a watermelon. Anything is possible at this stage. But it's about the only big one in there. There should be a couple in there, but it's a jungle in there. Not a single grape this year. I don't think so. I didn't see a single grape this year. Weird, being it's so warm this year, I figured whatever, but the vines are going up the way I want them anyway, so I just want them. I want the entire tree line covered with, like, oh, I guess Roy's at the range. This is even coming out this way. Not a single grape this year. Really bizarre. Same thing with the apple trees. It's either apple trees are like either so loaded with apples that like it's just like you can't even see the leaves, or there's not a single apple on it. It's like one extreme to the other. Every farmer I'm talking to, same thing. It's either bumper crops or nothing. Oak nuts, same thing. One tree will have 0 oak nuts. The next one, the oak nuts are the size of your thumb, and they're falling like meteors. And you got to watch if you're going to park your vehicle under an oak tree, because you can end up with dents. This truck was all tiny little dents in it on the top of the hood and everything. I said, what's that from? Probably oak nuts. Mind you, this is a metal vehicle. But look at this. Hey, my door's closed. I can't open it yet because I did a silly thing. There's this here lever is hooked to a rod. You can hear it. Guess what I forgot to put back? So I can open the door from the inside. I can't open it from the outside. I gotta hook that back up. But I got the latch working again. I didn't have time to film it because the camera was full. But I'll show you what I did later anyway. We're gonna have a discussion on these battards today. These battards. I don't want to touch that because the dog's always peeing on that. You can see how this one's kind of rounded off a bit. These ones shouldn't be too bad, but I already broke my socket on the other side. I cracked all these just to get them started, so that when I go to jack this thing up and take them off, this is going to be my workstation, because I got to kind of clean up the air. Getting kind of crowded over there. I'd rather be over there because it's easier to get underneath. There's not all the grass and all that, and it's level. But anyway, it is what it is. I want to get the brakes on this thing hopefully this week. But the way these wheel nuts work is, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can see behind here. Well, actually, I don't even have to do that. I can take it to another level. Let's make sure that door is closed. Because oh, look at this. There's a piece of a car in here, or a truck. There it is. There you are. You little rotten little thingy. These wheel nut lugs. Ford does this. I think all the manufacturers do this. But you can see there's like a seam right here. Well, this is a cap. And this cap, okay, covers a nut. I have one on here. I'll show you. It covers a nut similar to this here, right? And this is what I want. I don't want the cap. Why? Because this is a solid nut. What happens is people round these things off. Okay, now, I've already taken this one off, so it's not so bad, and it's not so tight that I can't take it off. But they'll put them on with an impact every time you go get your tires changed for the winter or summer or whatever. There's always an impact. That little cap on there strips out. This one's not too bad, but I think the threads were going on that one. I'm going to get all new wheel nuts anyway. I know that's a bit of a cost, but it's not that bad of a cost. It's just something that once they've been over torqued, you can see where this one, the socket has jumped it a bit and then rounded it off. So that one's going to be a real pain in the ass to come off. I think that's the only one that I couldn't crack. The rest I cracked. So I'm going to have that one wheel nut there. That's going to hold me up for a week probably. And then on this side, it's even worse. This one, I don't think I cracked that one yet. But it was either this one or these two or this one and this one, whichever wouldn't crack or whatever was spinning. So I'm going to see if I can get the cap off. If I can get the cap off and down to that, that's fine. Because then I can take them off, and that's a smaller socket size anyway. And I might have that because I broke this socket. I think this is technically a 21, but I've been using a 7/8. And the 7/8, I think, is just a tad bit too large, and that creates your strip. I hate these. I hate these. I got to get them off there. Got to stop touching that because the dog peed on it. I'm waiting for time. Holy smokes. My dad's vacuuming up a storm with his new vacuum. This one, that's the missing wheel nut that's sitting in the back there. But I took this one off. I want to take all the wheel nuts off again and clean up the rotors, the brakes, or brake calipers, all that stuff, just for the winter. And I can hear the vacuum. Sounds like he's outside, but maybe he's not. I don't know where he is. But anyway, and I want to torque them properly, right? But I don't quite have the sockets anymore, so I'm gonna get cracking on that. I'm gonna see what I can do with a cold chisel and just see if I can kind of keep it spinning. And yeah, I'll find a way to get them off anyway. And then if I can do that, Bob's my uncle. Because if I can crack them, I can get them off. But if they're just going to spin, then you can't get them off. And I don't want to have to cut the stud, and I definitely don't want to completely wreck the bolts until I can find new bolts, because you know how it is. It's like you take them off, and right now there's shortages all over the place. You might not be able to find another bolt. That said, I know where there's a whole bunch of donor trucks, but I think they all have the same wheel nuts as that, and they're probably all in about the same condition. So I want new wheel nuts on there so I don't have to worry about it. If you ever have to change the tire on the side of the road, like mechanics have put, there's a special place in hell for mechanics that put these tires back on with an impact gun. And sometimes, okay, they torque them right when they put them back on, but they destroy them with the impact socket, with the impact gun taking them off too. And they don't tell you about it, you know. And it's like, okay, well, they should be forthcoming and say, look, sometimes we destroy these things on the way off. If we do you want us to put some new ones on? Yeah, I'll spend the extra money. You know, it might be an extra $100, but you know, at least if you're on the side of the road, $100 is cheaper than $500 towing. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm writing this on here. But anyway, I'm gonna get cracking on that. So I got one problem solved, which solved about 5 other problems. It's not fully solved, but I'm gonna have to deal with this sagging door because I'm starting to clink clink down here. That's usually what happens. But at least the door will hold closed anyway, so I can live with it like that till the spring. Got to deal with the power steering issue and the rear brake issue. The front brakes look okay. I think they're just well, that side's brand new rotor caliper brake pad. This side, the brake pad, I think is about half. It'll live for the winter. Works fine. Back here, I think it's metal on metal. I won't know until I get them off. But I'm just going to pad slap it for the winter. I know it's something you shouldn't do, but I'm probably not going to rack up that much mileage this winter. Anyway, but I need a vehicle to get around this winter, and when I do get around, you know, this is the way. It's an expensive way to get around. I mean, trucks aren't cheap to run, but you know, I'll probably do a little bit of work this winter, but I'm not going to work 5 days a week this winter. I was like, nah, it's too much of a pain in the ass to do that. You know, like it's different if you're going to the same place all the time, but the places I got to go in, it's like, you know, it's like cottagers that don't get the roads plowed and stuff like that, and you can get halfway into the lane and then all of a sudden you're stuck or whatever. This thing I don't anticipate getting. If I get stuck with this, it's probably because I went somewhere I shouldn't have obviously went. It is a 4x4, but a heavy 4x4 can be it's good in a lot of ways because it's easy to get started with a heavier vehicle, but it's also works against you if there's a rut, because the weight will just pull you right into the rut. So you really got to understand the concept of winter driving. Hello in there, hello in there, hello in there. Yeah, so I'm gonna get all this all covered with oil spray, everything like that. Again, if I get a season out of it, I'm laughing. If I get 2 seasons out of it, I think there's a couple of years left in this truck. Believe it or not, beating the crap out of it with pulling steel and everything like that. Again, you might not believe it, this probably has pulled 100 tons of steel since 2006. It's an 04. Paul bought it. he give you an idea, okay? He's up in the Yukon. He went up Friday afternoon. He went up in the Yukon. He calls me last night or whatever, and I call him back, and he's like, oh,